And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races here at Laurel Park. We get going on another race weekend. We're that much closer to Preakness 145. We have Kentucky Derby in the books, Keith. Now we're in Preakness mode. First Saturday of October at Pimlico, October 3rd for Preakness 145. Same day as Black Eyed Susan Day. 12 stake races for Preakness 145 Day. Your thoughts on the big race last Saturday? Tiz the Law ran a big race. It's no shame being second in the Kentucky Derby. Tough to beat Bob Baffert, though. He gets his sixth Kentucky Derby win with Authentic.
I think the big thing is Baffert had him cranked fully up. I mean, the last two works, if you watch the works for Authentic, there was nothing going to be left. He was going to the front. You're going to have to work to get by him. I mean, he looked strong in those works. I still thought, I still thought Tiz the Law was going to be able to take the measure and wear him down the last eighth, but he wasn't able to. I mean, when you've got to overcome 6 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide stand, that's tough for any horse. I don't care how good you are, but you give up that kind of ground around the turns, in which he did. I know they just wanted to stay in the clear, but I think they could have made him work a little bit more for that lead through the first quarter of a mile.
All right, well, you had the Hall of Famer Johnny V on Authentic, the young Manny Franco on Tiz the Law. Will we see a rematch for Preakness 145 at Pimlico October 3rd? Some nice press releases already out for Preakness 145. You can check those out at Preakness.com. It'd be an awesome sight to see another rematch between Authentic and Tiz the Law.
Oh, again, we like those kind of matchups, right? We want a rematch. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I won't get on Coley here for another 5 or 6 days maybe to start hounding him a little bit and see if we can kind of get closer to some definites for the Preakness Stakes and kind of get tied on for the line. And what a card that's going to be come Preakness Day.
Yeah, all stake races for Preakness 145 first Saturday, October at Pimlico. We had our big Preakness prep weekend last weekend. Big weekend for our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez and Angel Cruz. They teamed up for what? 2, 3? I lost track. I think it was 3 stake races they teamed up to win last weekend.
I tell you, just a tough combination. I tell you, we had some good races, though. I tell you, Happy Saver, Monday Morning Quarterback came back in very good form, Stan. Boy, they had him tight to go. He really made Happy Saver work for Grand Cru Classe. We'll have to see about her. She's going to have to worry about that drifting. She had everything her own way. I thought she'd win a little bit more impressively than that, but still young, plenty of time to move forward.
All right, so that's all last week, and let's get right to it this week, and let's show you the track and weather conditions. Main track is fast, turf rated good right now. Turf looking bright and green there, looking beautiful. Temperature right now in the upper 70s, a little overcast. They have the tracks, the main track sealed, and the turf is good. Your thoughts on seeing the turf last Monday for our special Labor Day of racing?
Yeah, I thought, the crew did a great job. Definitely good condition. A little give to the ground, had some cut into it, but we'll see again today. I know we've had some showers in the area, some lingering showers. It seems like we just can't shake it, but this turf course now today listed as good. We're going to have to monitor the situation, I guess, after race number 2. But main track looks like they're going to go ahead probably hair this, I would think. But, yeah, it certainly looks like it should start out. It's fast.
All right, let's tell you about a couple big money-making opportunities here at Laurel Park. Carryover today in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 3 on the 8-race program today. Don't sleep on it. Starts race 3 today. There's the carryover, a little shy of 8,800 in that Rainbow Pick 6. That's today starting race 3. Tim Tulloch, has a ticket for that. Tomorrow is the Stronach 5, the popular national wager with that guaranteed $100,000 pull. Industry low, 12% takeout. Starts Laurel Park race 7 tomorrow. Keith, that's leg A. Then leg B, Gulfstream race 9. Leg C, Laurel Park race 8. Leg D, Laurel race 9. Leg E, Golden Gate Fields race 3. I tell you what, leg A, Laurel Park race 7. That's a doozy, Keith. That's a big 12-horse field. Maiden claiming 40,000 2-year-old. Fillies going 6 furlongs. The 3-1 favored. The 1 Bucky's Charm off that big debut effort for Hammy Smith and Men's Grill Racing it. Daniel Centeno to ride. But draws to 1 hole, has to break from the 1 hole in a big 12-horse field. She didn't have much early speed in debut, so you're favored in the first leg tomorrow of the Stronach 5. Your favorite might get a challenging trip breaking from the 1 hole in a big 12-horse field. Your thoughts, race 7 tomorrow?
No doubt, no doubt. A good effort in debut. Behind was Scooby Dow, if I'm not mistaken. Stan, I don't have the BPs in front of me, but made a good bold move around the turn. Just wasn't quite good enough. Should benefit. And you've got some of these trainers that are certainly capable with firsters. Claudio's got one in there, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's got an Into Mischief. That's if I remember. So yeah. Better be tied on again from the inside, no doubt. You don't want to get caught in a little predicament into that turn.
All right, so I'm going to try to look for a little price in the first leg of the Stronach 5 tomorrow. Let's tell everybody how they can watch and bet all the action with First Bet. Use new signups. Use that promo code SPORTOFKINGS to get the $10 credit and up to a $500 bonus with First Bet. First Bet users have free access to the best features in horse racing, including betting, live video, and replays from more than 300 tracks. So don't miss any of the action with First Bet. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 kicks off the popular early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on this early pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Race 1, we're going a mile on the main track, claiming 10,000 3-year-olds and upward. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-olds. The one Fast Master, your 7-5 morning line favorite. Let's show you his last race, a winning effort August 14th here at Laurel Park, going 7 furlongs on the main track. Rallied from off the pace this day. Ends up winning by 2 with a big 68 Beyer speed figure.
Yeah, Jock did a nice job just settling off a runaway leader there and gone home. Just opened up 6 or 7 early on, but rides the rail, angles out, and shifts back in. Is going to be able to get the job done here. I tell you, Fast Master, holding the level at 10,000. This is always a third time gelding. You go back. You think, man, he should be a little bit better than this. Interesting move. They hold the level at 10. Jamie Nesso plays the conditions great. He just wants to keep grinding, I guess, grinding out wins. But Fast Master going to be an awfully short price in the mile. This stretch out an extra furlong looks like it should be just fine for him.
All right, so I have the 1 on top. We both used the 4 as well. Brutus for trainer Dale Capuano. A sharp one last out on the main track at Delaware. Jorge Riaz rides this Ghost Sapper 4-year-old today.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a little bit better price, Stan. I'm going to try the 4 and the 7 in the opener. Brutus, that was the first dirt try without blinkers. This horse was a grinding type back on the synthetic in the turf. Made a little move. Bayou Jam, the second place finish in that field, did come back to him by like 15 with a mid-60 number. So Brutus, I think, still might come down a little bit off of that 5-1 morning line. But I think second time blinkers off on the dirt, this angle works for me. I'll take a shot.
All right, we both used a 7 Victory Given. Trainer Jose Corrales having one heck of a summer meet. 14 wins for the Corrales barn. He's in the top 3 leading trainers. Ty Bustina having a solid meet as well. This horse had a couple nice wins here at Laurel Park last July. The last couple races, the race in the slop late July, not bad, going 6 furlongs. The race last out against Open 12-5 claimers, not very good, but that was against Open 12-5 claimers. A lot easier spot today, but the horse is going to have to go a mile. 0 for 6 going a mile, but has finished second at this distance 3 times.
Yeah, that's the key. I think the draw from the outside going to be forward. I think it's going to be pretty hard to hold this horse back from off the lead or being just on or just off it. Victory Given, 2 races back, had some trouble making a move into it. He's keys up against the right kind, Stan. Look at the horse he's faced. Successful Zip, Dirty Foot, horses that have been in form, holding very good form and running pretty good numbers. Yeah, it's that last day. That's going to be the question mark for him. I think he's going to have to make that move and maybe separate himself by the time they hit the top of the stretch if he's able to hold on in here. So 4-7-1-3. Obviously, the one's going to take a ton of play. Girls Love Me a Horse. They changed the styles last time. This is a horse you thought was stone cold speed, but you go back and read the comment. Unhurried early, trying to get this horse to change tactics a little bit and close up some ground. Certainly has some figures that work.
All right, so the 1 Fast Master going to be a popular favorite here. Race 1, you like the early pick 4. Starts race 2. We're on the turf race 2. Let's check out your ticket and see how you play it.
Yeah, it's a $36 ticket. A little expensive here today. 3 deep to get you started. 1, 2, and 7. Like a HRH Jelly Bean in the second. Third race, we spread deeper. Okay, that's got. I think I've got a stat in that race as well. 1, 2, 4, 6 in race 3. Race 4, we're going to go 3 deep in there as well, with the 1, 2, and 4. Let's wrap it up, paring it down a little bit. Another heavy favorite, Swirly Shirley's going to be awfully short, 6-5 on the line right now. But Peshin last, Really doing well right now, and Laurel Glasser getting along with this mare very well. So may be able to close in and nail them late. So $36 ticket. A little costly, but I think there's some value in there.
All right, we also start the rolling super high five here in race 2. There's the carryover to get you going, a little over 1,800. That's a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses, so keep your eye on that throughout the day. Let's take a look. Race 2, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the bowl game turf course with the rail, 17 feet, 25,000 starter lounge, 3 and up. Number 1, 2 are the conditions. The 1, HRH Jelly Bean, your top pick. Let's start there. This horse, a big effort on the turf 2 starts ago. We had that video. Let's show you that race late July against Maiden, 16,000, 5.5 on the turf. Here they are around the far turn.
I tell you, a much improved effort from debut on the turf in late May, where you see the short comment broke slow, wide, belated. This particular afternoon came away just fine. Got position from the outside post, dogged the speed, and just really rolls away nicely. Switches over, gets to that correct lead in the last 3/16 of a mile. This horse was very eager through the line. I think coming back, the inside post just needs a cleaner break than it did in debut. I think this horse can be forward. Doesn't necessarily need to lead, but look at this horse staying the last 1/8 of a mile. Very strong, big guy, right to the wire. And Amanda Rawlings quietly having a very good year here in 2020.
All right, so the 1, it was a sharp win. Big 74 Beyer speed figure. They tried to get on the turf at Delaware. It came off the turf. They still ran. So just forget about that race. But the race 2 back jumps off the page at you. It's going to need a sharp break from the inside here with Angel Cruises red hot off that 3 stake win weekend last weekend. So I used the 1. The 2 here, What's the Blame? First off the claim for Steve Klosaris. This is a 5-year-old son of Blame who's been 7 for 11 in the money here on the turf. Gets Trevor McCarthy to ride. That was a good second last time we saw this horse last March down at Gulfstream for 25,000 to life. Ran a good second that day. This horse a closing sprinter, so hopefully McCarthy can be locked and loaded when they turn for home here on the 2. What's the Blame?
Yeah, certainly. Kept the right company. Should be able to fire home from down inside. Shouldn't find itself too far back turning for home. A little bit of a layoff here. Klosaris live with a couple horses this afternoon, both coming off breaks.
And the 7, Tauber, gets one of our leading riders, Jevion Toledo. Toledo and Caramano's neck and neck for leading rider in the final weeks here of this big summer meet. Toledo on Tauber, a 4-year-old Bodemeister, Maryland bred for Hugh McMahon. I like the effort 2 starts ago against Starter Allowance Company, going 2 turns on the turf, rated good, was in front every step of the way, got a little tired at the end, finished 3rd. Now we cut the 3rd behind the next out winner and up against it. So now we cut back to 5.5 on the turf today. I like that move here for the 7, Talbert.
And you saw that when he broke the maiden and he beat HRH Jelly Bean in that particular race, was able to sit mid-pack and make a sharp move into it, Stan, and win going away. I think this is the right move here, sprinting on the turf for Tauber.
How about the 6 here? Caramano's on the 6, Cool Hand Coupe for Jane Sabelli. An okay 3rd 2 starts ago at Monmouth. That was coming off the layoff late July. Then ran off the turf here at Laurel August 15th with a sharp effort. So we know this 4-year-old's in good form. Probably is going to get a good trip here with our leading rider, one of our leading riders, Caramano's for Jane Sabelli, who's always dangerous on the turf. So the 6, Cool Hand Coupe, he might sneak away at a decent price with Caramano's aboard.
Could. He's gonna have to bring a top effort. He's got that speed to get him in range top of the stretch. The finish against this quality, I'm not sure if he's going to have it this afternoon. Certainly going to be a higher price than when he broke that maiden and off the turf. Galazzo's one, another one you could possibly throw into the mix as well. A horse that closed in at 7.5 beyond Artemis Bridge. A horse that's held his own against some 2 other than companies. So yeah, 1725 for me. I think we're still going to get a price here on the 1.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 3 is going to kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 today. Don't sleep on it. I know it normally starts race 4, but it's going to start race 3 today on the 8-race program. There's the carryover, a little over 8,700. Tim Tulloch has a ticket for the Pick 6. Let's check it out, see how he plays it. Race 3, a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, 7-horse field. Tim, it's the all button here in race 3. He has a single. Race 5, that's an open nickel for filly mares going 6 furlongs. He singles on the 5, Swirly Shirley. My top pick, Swirly Shirley, looking for 4 in a row this summer at Laurel Park. Toledo rides a 5 Swirly Shirley. So that's a good single he has there in race 5. Let's take a look here. Race 3, one of our big features of the day. Maiden special weight for 2-year-olds, 6 furlongs on the main track. Jerry O'Dwyer has a couple first-time starters in here. Let's start there. You go with one of the O'Dwyer first-time starters on top. The 6 Market Cap by Candy Rides. Been working here at Laurel Park. Joan Rosado rides. You found a stat for trainer Jerry O'Dwyer, who also has the 2 Helms Deep in this race.
Yeah, so this applies to Helms Deep and Market Cap. But Jerry O'Dwyer, look at this the last 2 years on the dirt. 4 for 14, 29%, 6 for 14 in the money with the 2-year-old firsters at Laurel Park. Gaudy ROI of 564. Yeah, a slight edge here for me for the 6 Market Cap. I had a 3-year-old half brother just win recently on an off track up in New York with a big number, around a 91. So yeah, a little hint there. Candy Rides, I love them, man. I really like the Candy Rides. Hits about 13, 14% with the 2-year-old first-time starters. Good draw. And so let's take a shot here. Works, just okay. Nothing that reaches out and just kind of grabs you. But I like the debut winner there the other day at Saratoga.
Yeah, a beautiful draw on the outside, but still has the horse to his outside. So I like the 6. I use the 6 in my exacta. The 4 Golden Gully, a $40,000 2-year-old purchase this past May for trainer Gary Capuano and one of his main owners, Ford Wilgus, and DZ Stable. Toledo takes a call here on this colt by Golden Sense out of a Storm Boot mare, some Minnesota bred. Sharp work from the gate, August 28th, 1 minute and 3 here at Laurel Park. That's a pretty impressive move. Then a nice 5 furlong workout, September 4th, a 101 and 3. So a couple of sharp moves here for the 4 Golden Gully, who attracts Toledo in debut.
Yeah, tightening the screws, Gary Cap, right? We always say second out, but I liked his horse the other day. Kind of had a tough trip, showed some speed in between horses. Stan had to duel and faded a little bit late, though, but keyed up with those 2 5/8 works, multiple 5/8 works. You got plenty of 2-year-old winners in the family, 2-year-old wins in the family. So, yeah, it would not be a surprise here. Gary Capp, he's got a Minnesota bred. I've seen him win with Washington breds here, right? Wins from all states. So, yeah, good luck to Golden Gully today. You've got to look at the other O'Dwyer, Helms Deep. You've got a couple wins here for 2-year-old Sibs. 4 winning Sibs altogether, and the 1 Quist. You can't be missing. Gonzalez, the 2-year-olds, right? The maidens. It's been fantastic over the last couple of years. A little light with 2-year-old maidens, special weight first-time starters over the last 2 years, just 1 for 8. But, man, Nyquist has come out of the box. He's doing okay. I think he had the grade 1 winner of the spin-away the other day. So, yeah, I think Quist has got to be a must-use in your multi-race.
Yeah, sure. Angel Cruz will ride. That draws the rail here in debut. It's a tough assignment for this colt, but I used the one. We like the same 4 horses here. The 2 Helms Deep by Verrazano. It gets Pimentel. How about Tim Keefe? He has 2 first-time starters in here. The 3 Irish Snow by Orb and the 7 Buddy Rebel by Hit It A-Bomb. So and they've both been training okay here at Laurel Park. So nice maiden special weight for the 2-year-olds to kick off the pick 6.
And real quick, a couple other notes on Quist. I mean, this horse is a half to midnight lucky. I think that was a Baffert horse. Was 4 for 5. Very, very fast. And there's, I think, 2 debut winners out of this mare. So Quist might be any kind. We'll see. The works are just so-so, though. But he had a horse like that the other day. The works was just average and took a lot of play. Unfortunately, stumbled out of the gate.
Well, this horse, the 1 Quist, gonna take a lot of play today here in race 3 to kick off the pick 6. A nice maiden special weight there. Let's check out race 4 to kick off the late pick 5. No carryover in the late pick 5, but as always, that low 12% takeout. Let's take a look at race 4. 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller turf course with the rail at 70 feet. Nice first level allowance condition here for filly mares 3 and up. You go with the 2 on top here. Lady Balls from the Andy Simoff barn. First start in the Simoff barn for this filly by Street Balls. Let's check out the last race. 2 big efforts on the turf for this filly by Street Balls. Here's the race late July down at Gulfstream.
Yeah, it gets the job done. It's going to battle for the lead. A tough victory. Holds firm the last eighth of a mile. But I tell you, Lady Boss, she's run against the right kind too. You go back to the debut, 1 second, a little bit green, like the comment there by the guys down at Gulfstream Park. But that winner came back to run a real good number. I just missed, I believe, for an allowance. 3-year-old allowance with a buyer about 75. So Lady Boss, good draw, tactical. Looks like she wants to fight you no matter what once she gets up towards the front. I don't think she needs the lead. McCarthy will work out a trip from just off of it.
All right, so the 2 is going to be a popular favorite here. I just take a shot with the price here in race 4. The 3, a girl named Jack, by point of entry out of a Warfront mare, Warflower. So there's a nice turf pedigree top and bottom here. They've been trying to get this filly on the turf. They tried to get her on the turf at Indiana last November as a 2-year-old, and she ran decent on the main track, and she broke her maiden on the main track at Churchill last November. Then came off the long break late August here at Laurel Park. They tried to get on the turf. It came off the turf. She ran a good 4th that day on the main track, so at least she has a race under her belt. They finally get to the turf today. Joan Rosado rides for Hugh McMahon, so I'll take a shot here with this point of entry, taking a liking to the turf today.
Yeah, I was trying to make a reach for this one, and I could see it. She didn't make my top 4, but she'll make my unders in the exactas and tries. I do know that, Stan. And the lone sibling was 0 for 3 on the turf, but did run a 73, and that was going long. And expect, a rally of some sorts from a girl named Jack, and there is plenty of speed, Stan, signed on for race number 4.
The 4 midship lady, they tried going long last time. She was unruly and she was wide. That didn't work out too well, but she has some decent efforts sprinting on the turf here at Laurel Park. And overall, she's 5 for 8 in the money here at Laurel on the turf.
Yeah, certainly was out of her element last time. Was uncomfortable. That was it. Packed it in, taken wide, back to the right distance. Was entered for a lot less, right? The other day, if I want to say it was in for 16, that race came off the scratch. Ends up here. Certainly another one that's going to enjoy the pace flow up in front of her. Her numbers work. She keys up against the right kind. She'll make a run into it.
Yeah, she was in the race last Saturday for 16. They came off the turf. All right, how about the 8 here? I didn't get to the 8. You did. Market money for Crystal Pickett. Weston Hamilton had a couple wins last weekend.
Well, Crystal Pickett struck with a couple prices. This horse ran pretty good after early trouble. You see the short comments, shuffled, angled, and flattened. Made a run to an okay field. Yeah, just has to be patient. Don't make that run too soon around the turn. She comes away clearly, just kind of draft back and make one steady progression, because we talked about, look at the speed in here. I think Spun Glass is going to be forward. Lady Boss, 15 Royals is quick. Splasher Town is fast. Glittering Judy, the road very well could go through her the last 1/8 of a mile. So there's plenty of speed in race 4 to set it up for a closer.
Yeah, 6 Splasher Town back on the turf for Charlie L. Frock. The Bug, Charlie Marquez rides Splasher Town. She's run a couple big efforts on the turf. So nice allowance race here for the filly mares, 5.5 on the turf to kick off the late pick 5. Let's get a quick commercial break. Late pick 4 starts with the open nickel in race 5. We'll check it out right after this.
By 3, by 4, and moving away.
All right, welcome back. Late pick 4 action today starts race 5, 6 furlongs on the main track, claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Old-fashioned, wide-open nickel here in race 5. Let's start with the 6. Your top pick, Patient Lass, in good form all summer long for trainer Mike Giralis and owner Mark Lapidus. Laurel Glazier rides this mare well. Let's check out her last race, August 15th, going a mile against claiming 5,000. Never won 4 Life Company this day. Big win for Patient Lass.
Yeah, relaxed off the pace. Is going to work to the outside, and Laurel just doesn't try to do too much. Just straight and true. Look at it. It's got the stick in the left hand, just like you like to see, and just steadily progresses on by under a mile drive. Something left in the tank for Patient Lass. Mike Giralis has got this Mark Lapidus training doing very, very well right now. Turning back in distance. His horses can hold form off of a top. I think Patient Lass, I want to see a little bit more speed up front, hopefully to set it up, but I think she's going to bring a legitimate run, and she's the biggest upset chance, I think, to beat Swirly Shirley, who's just kind of been on a roll right now for D'Angelo. Look at this. She's going to be, I got her 6-5. with favorites the last couple of years, last 2 years on the dirt, 7 for 15, 14 for 15 in the money is Ricardo D'Angelo.
And he gets Jevion Toledo, one of the leading riders here on the 5, Swirly Shirley. And that open 12-5 that came off the turf, that was a nice big win. Not too much of it's really not a drop at all to this, probably a lateral move to this open nickel today. But that race against Open 8,002 back, that was a real strong win. Look, this filly, all 9 of her wins have been right here at Laurel Park. D'Angelo has her in top form. They claimed her for $5,000 last November, and they've won a bunch of money with her. So if they lose her today, it all works out for them. So Swirly Shirley's going to be tough with Toledo. So I go 5-6, 6-5 for Keith on top. We both like the 2 as well. Blue Sky Venezuela's won 2 in a row with Louis Garcia aboard for Bruno Tesori.
Absolutely. She's getting sharp, and you see as horses get sharper, they usually want to kind of be a little bit closer to the lead. This is the case with Blue Sky Venezuela last time out, was up close to an honest pace. Look at the short comment, 3 to 4 wide. That wasn't even asked till upper stretch, Dan. Was reserved and brought a finish. Certainly onwards and upwards right now for Blue Sky Venezuela. She's going to have to move up a little bit more if she's going to beat the likes of Swirly Shirley and Patient Last.
All right, so we like the same. We like a few of the same horses there in race 5. Let's turn the page here. Nice big upper level allowance feature of the day here. Race 6. We're going a mile on the bowl game turf course with the rail at 17 feet. Second level allowance 3 and up. Optional claiming $35,000. This race, one of our features. We have a third level allowance feature coming up in race 7. Let's take a look here at race 6. I go with a little price play on top. The 4 is Some Kind of Magician for trainer Jamie Ness. Daniel Centeno rides his 6-year-old son, a street magician. He absolutely galloped last out August 19th on a good turf course at Parks. He gets that kind of turf course today. So he's in sharp recent form. He ran a big second behind Mr. D'Angelo in the Maryland Million Turf last October to wrap up his 5-year-old campaign. He's come back with 2 strong races as a 6-year-old. He gets Daniel Centeno today for Ness. So I think the 4, Some Kind of Magician, going to be attractive here at about 5-6 to 1.
And that July 4th race, that optional 25, that must have been a 3 in life, right? That was won by Botswana. That was a tough field. This horse had some trouble that day. Botswana was a horse that was running well in 2 other than Stan down in at Churchill Downs in Indiana. Came in here and got the job done. So that Some Kind of Magician keys up against the right kind of turf horse. Took advantage of the conditions last time out. You see Jamie Ness, the way he rolls. So, yeah, I wouldn't take anything less than 7 to 2 on a horse in this race, though, Stan. This race is that tough.
All right, so I have the 4 on top. The 10 you have on top. We have a video of Canon's Roar. This horse is in razor-sharp form right now for taking Risk Stables in Dale Capuano. Here's Canon's Roar late August at Laurel Park.
Absolutely. Beautiful trip last time. Was able to set up just behind the speeds, shifted out top of the stretch. And watch this to the last 1/8 of a mile. You know, under some urging there to the 8th pole. But once he levels off, just a steady hand ride, Stan. Not trying to ask too much. Look at this. Something left here for Cannon's Roar. Very, very sharp form. He's a horse that his 10-post worries me a little bit, but I think he's got enough to kind of work out a trip into that first turn to gain a decent position. I'm not saying he's going to be able to get to the fence and get covered up and make a run, but maybe 2 or 3 pads off of it and steadily move up. But doing very well, likes the mile distance. It's a really, really good horse. He's a little stranger for a price. Balivor, you know, hasn't been on the turf in forever. You go back to 2017, that's when the horse broke its maiden, but has numbers. And I went back against and looked at some of the horses he ran against. These are horses that have gone on and done okay on the turf. Sneaky second time off the claim here for Jerry Robb. And, Bolivar could be double digits here in this turf race.
Your top pick, the 6-year-old son of Orientate, Cannon's Roar. Had a trouble trip in the Maryland Million Turf last October. Was come back this summer as a 6-year-old. And the bug, Charlie Marquez, really struck up a nice rapport with this Maryland bred. So Cannon's Roar is going to be tough. I should have picked him a little higher maybe. But how about the 3, Soglio? Has the back form to handle this group. Runs first off the claim for Steve Glaceris. Gets Trevor McCarthy. Sharp win against Open. 25,000 claimers late February at Gulfstream. We haven't seen the 6-year-old veteran campaigner since then, but you look at his turf resumes, you know, it's very impressive. My question, how's he still eligible for this condition? But he is, I guess.
Yeah, well, we'll have to go back and look and see. Should he be?
I use the 3, Soglio. He's in for the 2 other than allowance condition first off the claim here for Steve Glacera. So
Yeah.
I use him in the exacta.
Well, looking at it, I mean, he better come back in the form that he left. I tell you, because it's going to take somewhere about a 85, I believe, to win this race. You think off of that time against this field, is he going to be completely ramped up to get it done? But he's going to draw a lot of play, certainly looking at that back class.
All right, so McCarthy on the 3, Saglio the 8. I use the 8 a little bit here. Nick Papagiorgio is in very good form for Jamie Ness. He's a 2-time winner on the turf. Caramanos decides to go the 9 hard fault, and so you get Rosado on the 9. On the 8, Nick Papagiorgio.
Yeah. I mean, he's another one. I mean, he just will dog you on the front end. He wants to go up, and he won't go away. So Nick Papagiorgio probably will have the jump, I believe, on his stablemate, some kind of magician. But another one holding very good form, whether it be turf or dirt.
All right, so nice upper-level allowance feature here. Race 6 to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Race 7's a third-level allowance condition, optional claiming 50,000, 3-year-olds and up, going 7 furlongs on the main track. The 7 here, Hall Pass, had a big win last out. I go with the 7 on top here. That was a nice win against 2 other than allowance company, going 6 furlongs. He rallied from off the pace that day. Now he gets an extra furlong today. He's already run a couple big races at 7 furlongs. You get Angel Cruz aboard here for Hammy Smith. So we both like the 7 Hall Pass today.
Yeah, don't know what happened to him 2 races back where he was well behind Fortunate Friends, but that run he brought last time was eye-catching. I mean, look, sharp run, the short comment. I mean, I just don't dole that out. I mean, that really caught my eye. Can he run 2 in a row like that? I think pace advantage goes to the 6. Fortunate Friends. I mean, we may have a little moisture in the track. The horse doesn't mind a little moisture in the track as well. And Premier Star is a horse that came back to run well. So we got a video?
Yep. Let's check it out from August 6th, right here, Laurel Park. 6 furlongs on a fast track this day for Fortunate Friends.
Yeah, Premier Star was just razor sharp that afternoon for Trumbetta. And this horse is up into a 22 and 2, 44 and change. He's under a drive there, leaving the 3/8, heading to the 5/16 down inside. But I tell you, I like the heart that this horse showed coming back through the final 1/8 of a mile, gains a little bit there. And Premier Star went up to run in the Amsterdam for 3-year-olds up in New York. Didn't disgrace himself with a 91, I believe, when he was running 3rd. So, yeah, Fortunate Friends, great post. Looking at the speed factor, I think he can be put into the race, maybe get a slight breather, leaving that far turn and have enough left to kind of out-finish the rest. So good form right now for Damon.
All right, you get Caramanos there
Yep.
on the 6, Fortunate Friends. All right, so I didn't get to the 6. I don't know, I overlooked him a little bit, but he'll be sharp here. Damon Dildovico, your second leading trainer of the meet. It's just a real tough race. John Jones cutting back from a mile. John Jones is going to be awfully tough here, going 7 furlongs with Trevor McCarthy. He's still in good form. He's been running against strong company all year long. He had a big win going a mile last February and just okay since then. But John Jones, I think he's still got a little left in the tank, so I use him in the exacta.
Yeah, gotta love it. I mean, he's just, what a horse he's been. And he's a horse at 7/8 that has shown he can come from just off. I've been kind of battling up on the lead and a little fade. That's what kind of got me off. I thought he should have had a little bit better the last couple races on his page. But maybe this turn back will enhance his finish. Deal Driven's a horse we've seen around here. It's been a while, but I tell you, he's a horse that's pretty quick. He's got a pretty sharp middle move if he needs to use it in a race like this. He's a horse that can hang around. 6, 7, 3, 8 for me in the 7.
Yeah, Zoomer gets Daniel Centeno for Glaceris on the outside. So nice third-level allowance for one of our features of the day here. Race 7 to kick off the late daily double. Tappin' Cat's a recent winner here at Laurel against 2 other than allowance company. Low buyer speed figure that day, but he's capable of better. Toledo on the 2, Tappin' Cat. He's going to be a generous price here, race 7.
Yeah, those two most recent buyers are going to enhance it. But I tell you, you look back. He's a horse that's got the right kind of running style. At 7/8, he's got the figures that certainly work. He's going to have to move up though off of his 2 return tries.
All right, so a big third-level allowance race going 7 furlongs on the main track there. Race 7, race 8, we're on the turf going 5.5 furlongs with the rail at 70 feet, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. I go with the 5 here. Good luck, Chuck. So do you. Pimentel on this 4-year-old son. A big picture for Robbie Bales, a sharp 1-for-1 on the turf, coming back off the layoff late June. Broke his maiden for maiden 16,000 with a 60 buyer speed figure that day. Sharp effort last out when it came off the turf. Back to the turf today. Has just enough early speed to get a perfect stalking trip with Pimentel.
Yeah, we thought, going back to that race in June 27th where he broke the maiden, that he was going to take to a big picture kind of a new stallion. But looking at that and the boundary on the bottom, I like seeing boundaries for the turf. And this horse took to kind of a workmanlike win right there, Stan. Yeah, right. Can sit just off of it too if things get a little contested up front. Bold Track hitting best form. I like the turn back here. I think he'll bring a good run from the back of the back. The two's kind of a price shot for me. Classy Solution. I know Maria Capril 0 for 42 in 2020, but I tell you, this horse's only turf start with blinkers was only beaten 3 1/4 by Pool Winner. How much money has Pool Winner made, Stan? He's been a knockout turf sprinter. So, yeah, there's kind of a price user in your exactest tries in supers.
The 3, Shelley Island here, back to the turf for John Salzman Jr. Jorge Rios rides Shelley Island, a big second at this level back in July. And then had a couple months off. They tried to get on the turf for 7 days ago. Ran okay. That was on the main track. Now comes back here in 7 days. So Shelley Island gets back to what he likes to do today.
Absolutely. And this is a race. And once again, we're talking about the flow. It should be honest. I think it's going to be contested here in the nightcap. So Shelley Island certainly had a little trouble last turf. Can make a rally into it.
All right. So we both have the 5. Good luck, Chuck, on top with Pimentel in today's finale. 8 race card. The pick 6 starts in race 3 today. Nice carryover. Don't get shut out. Pick 6 action starts in race 3. Good luck on your early pick 4 starting in race 2 today. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.